In today's video, I'm going to walk through how to write your first blog post. If you're new to WordPress and you've never used it before, don't worry because I'm going to cover all the basics. I'm making this tutorial assuming you know absolutely nothing because that's where I started. No WordPress knowledge whatsoever. So I'm going to cover every step and show you everything you need to know. So let's get started. And to write your first blog post, you go to WordPress. And if you don't know how to get there, then you can watch my How to Edit the Homepage video since I explain everything in that video. And I'll link that below if you haven't seen it yet. And then once you're signed in, on the top left, you can click Add New Post. And it's in the Post section, so make sure you're there. And then click Add New Post. And this is where you can start writing. So the first thing I'll do is add a title. I'll just call it New York City Guide. And then you can click below it to start writing. So I'll just say something like, check out this guide to New York City. Here are all my tips that you need to know. And then say I wanted to make different categories in the post, like things to do and places to stay, I could do that. So I'll just click enter, and that'll bring me to the next block. And since I want there to be a heading here, I'll click the plus on the right, and then choose that. And since that's a little big, I'll make the heading either 4 or 5, and that'll make it smaller. I'll just choose 4 for now. Then I'll write out what I want it to say, so like things to do. Then I'll click enter, and I can start typing again. So these are some of the best things to do in the city. And then say I wanted to add a few bullets, I would hit enter again. And then I could choose this plus sign here, and then choose list. And I don't even need to do that, I can just click the hyphen and then space, and it makes a bullet. Then I'll list a few things, like go to a Broadway show, go to the orchestra, or New York Philharmonic is what it's actually called. And I could write a few more things. And as you can see, it's kind of fading out. It's called Spotlight Mode, and I actually don't like to have Spotlight Mode enabled, so I just turn it off. And to do that, I'll go up to the 3 dots on the top right, and then click on Spotlight Mode so it's not checked. And now it's not all faded out. I guess some people like to have Spotlight Mode on, I just don't. And then I also think this line here is kind of in the way, so I like to move that up to the top. And to do that, I would go to those 3 dots again, and click on top toolbar, and then that bar that was in the middle goes to the top. I just feel like it's always in the way, so I move it to the top. And you can also add another bullet within a bullet. So let's say for the Broadway show one, I wanted to add like an example of a Broadway show. Disney shows are always good. I can give another example. Wicked, also always good. And that's how to make bullets. You can also underline and italicize font, so I'll show you how to do that. You would just do that the same way, highlight everything, and then Command U to underline everything, and Command I to italicize it. Another thing that you're also probably going to use a lot are links. And to add a link, you do the same thing, just highlight it, and then click the link icon, and then type in the URL. So you just copy the website link that you want it to go to and then paste it in here. Let's say I wanted to link the Aladdin show. I just saw that and it was great. Highly recommend. Aladdin Broadway. So we'll go to that. I'll copy that and then paste it and hit enter. And that's how to add a link. And you can link to anything. You can link to a website, which I just showed you, or you can link to another one of your blog posts. So say I wanted to link a word to another blog post, I would just highlight it, go to link, and then type in the name of the blog post. Let's say I wanted to link it to one of my New York City guides, I would just type one of those in, and click on it, and now it's linked. And if you want to preview it to see how it looks so far, you can go to the preview icon on the top right. You just click on that computer thing that says View, and then Preview a new tab, and it'll show you what it would look like. And I always like to have my post full screen, so I'll show you how to do that. I'll go back to the post, and then I go to this Genesis icon here, and then under Select Layout, I'll choose Full Width Content, and then Save. And then when I preview it again, preview a new tab, now it's full screen. And now let's say you wanted to add a photo, I'll show you how to do that. So you can just hit return until you get to a new block. And then go to the plus icon on the right, then choose image, and upload. Then you can go to your photos, or you can go to desktop if your photos are on your desktop. Click on the picture that you want to add, and then click upload. Then you can center it. So choose this here, and then align center. And you can make it smaller by dragging it up. So I'll do that. And there's a very specific way I would recommend adding photos to make sure they're the right size. And I'm going to walk through exactly how to do that in the next video, so make sure you check that out next. So now let's add another section, so I'll add another heading. So I'll go here and heading. I'll do something like best parks. I want to make that smaller, so I'll do 4. Add these parks to your list. And another thing you'll be using a lot is the undo button, and that's on the top left. So I'll click on that, and it undoes what you just did, or you can redo it. So that's helpful to know. And the next thing you'll most likely be adding a lot are YouTube videos. And those are very easy to add. You just copy and paste the link and it works. So let's say I wanted to add the Central Park video. I would just click those 3 dots. Oh, no I wouldn't. I would click share and then copy the link. And then just hit Command V to paste. And there it is. YouTube videos are very easy to add. Instagram videos, not so much. For Instagram videos, there's this whole process you have to go through, and I made a video walking through everything you need to know, so definitely check that out. And once you watch that video and enable everything that you need to enable, then you can copy and paste the link into the blog. You would copy and paste it the same way, just hit those 3 dots, copy link, and then hit Command V to paste. And there it is. You can also add color to the back of text, so I'll show you how to do that. Let's say I wanted to make a box that said check out these videos next. I would make sure I'm on block over here on the right, and then choose background, and choose a color. I can also bold it, and then list some videos. Group these together, and then add a background. And that's how you can make a color block. And the last thing I do before I post is I edit the theme SEO settings, so I just scroll down, and I fill in the document title, so I just copy the title and paste. Then I copy my introductory paragraph, and paste that in the meta description. And then for meta keywords, I just type in some relevant keywords. So like New York City, New York City guide, best things to do in New York City. Then I also edit the post settings, and to do that I go to the right here and then click on post. And then I add a featured image by clicking Set Featured Image, and there's also a very specific way to do that. And I have a video where I walk through everything you need to know, so check out that next too. Then I scroll down and add it to a category. So if this is a New York City guide, I would uncheck uncategorized, and I'd add it to travel and New York City. And that's it for the post settings. And I'll save it and preview it one more time. Make sure everything looks good. And then click publish. And you can publish it immediately, or you can choose a specific date and time to publish it. And that's it. And one last thing to know about that confused me when I first started was this concept of pingbacks and trackbacks. And basically what it is at the end of your post, you can have something called trackbacks show, and it looks like this. It just means that this post was mentioned in another post. I find it very unnecessary and cluttering, so I disable them, and I'll show you exactly how you can disable them too. So you go to the WordPress dashboard, then go to settings on the left, and then discussion, and then where it says allow link notifications from other blogs, pingbacks and trackbacks on new posts, you can just unclick that, and then save changes. And that disables it. And while you're in these settings, I would also recommend unchecking automatically close comments on posts older than 28 days. I personally don't see the point in closing the comment section after a month, so I unchecked that and then clicked save, and that's it. And that was how to write your first blog post. And as I mentioned before, it's really important to upload images in a specific way, and I review how to do that in the next video. So that's it for today. Thanks for watching, and for all of the other videos in this series, check out the playlist linked in the description below. And I'll see you next week.